today's lesson, you will learn everything you need to know about a half double crochet, its anatomy, abbreviation, and the universal stitch symbol. You can either screenshot this screen or you can check the description box for free printable materials with step-by-step photos. To begin, we will make our slip knot like usual and begin with our foundation chain. You will chain 10. Now, because of the stitch height, we are going to chain 1 to be part of our turning chain. Our first 2 chain stitches will count as our first half double crochet. So we will skip those 2 stitches and work into our third chain from our hook. For a half double crochet, you add a step. We will yarn over before we insert our hook. So yarn over, insert your hook from front to back in that third stitch from your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. We will yarn over and draw through all 3 loops on our hook. So you can see that that half double crochet is the same height as our chain 2 there. So that'll keep it from curling up on itself. We're just going to repeat this process. We're going to yarn over first, then insert our hook into the next stitch from front to back. Yarn over, pull up 1 loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, draw through all 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook into your next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, draw through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, draw through all 3 loops on your hook. So you're just going to repeat this process all the way across your foundation chain. You should notice that our stitch is slightly taller than our single crochet that we just learned. We will count our turning chain in this instance as a stitch. If you look at the top, of course, it's still going to have that V look. Even the chain 2 stitch should have that V there. So be sure to stop and count. You should have 10 stitches. If you look at the front of your stitches, you should still have those 2 vertical bars like our single crochet. But now we've got this bar that goes across the top at an angle, and that was our yarn over that we did at the beginning. So if you flip it over, it looks a lot different. We've got those 2 vertical bars, but they're awfully short. And then we've got 2 horizontal bars there. We're going to talk a little bit about these bars. A lot of crocheters crochet through what's known as the third loop, which is just parallel to that loop right there. So it's this loop right here is considered the third loop. So if you remember, this is the back loop of our stitches. This is the front loop of our stitches. And here is the third loop. It should be pretty much parallel to that front loop. When we are working a normal half double, you will be working into these larger holes underneath your V's. So chain 1 and turn. We are going to put our half double crochet in that large hole underneath the first V there. You may be wondering why I am showing you 2 different methods for turning chains. You will encounter some patterns that will chain 2 and count it as a stitch, and I wanted you to know what to do in this case. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through all 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through all 3 loops on your hook. You're just going to repeat this all the way across. And I wanted to show you here at the end, don't forget that chain 2. We are actually going to be making our last half double in the top of that last chain. So go through the V of that chain. So you're going through 2 loops here at the top. And that's where you insert your hook to make your half double. So this one will look a little bit different. Our chain 1 does not count as a stitch. And then here is our half doubles. So look at the top where the V's are and count your half double crochet to make sure you still only have 10. You need to get familiar with how the front and the back of your stitches look so that you can count your rows a little more easily. So make sure that you're familiar with how the front of your stitches look and how the back of your stitches look. That way you can count your rows. So I have 3 rows here, and you can tell that by counting the posts and knowing how they look, and by these giant holes right here. So I recommend that you make 10 rows just to get your practice in, and then you'll be ready to move on to the next lesson where I teach you how to double crochet. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.